It's hump day.
Hump day, people. Hump day, people.
Hi, Damien. How are you today?
What's up, my guy? How you doing?
I'm doing okay. It's Wednesday, and we are recording on Monday, October 5th, 2020. Welcome to all the people.
Welcome.
We're happy to have you here today.
Hopefully, y'all having a good week thus far.
Hopefully, your week is halfway over. For some of those lucky people where Wednesday is your Friday, welcome to the weekend.
Right.
Otherwise, for the rest of you, we're grinding. We're getting through it.
Let's get it.
And we're going to help you guys through the rest of your week. We need to start things off right. I'm Heston.
And this is Dame.
And we are definitely not experts.
At all.
Super good to be here. Recording day is always the best day. It's something I look forward to every single week. I don't know about you. I'm sure the listeners look forward to hearing from us every week.
Right.
We're just out here fucking grinding. And we get a lot of help and support from our main sponsor right now, the Alamo City Cheeseheads. We want to give them their appropriate shout out. They do sponsor our sports show. They're directly responsible for our ability to be able to reach more people.
Yeah.
So big shout out to them. We really, really, really fucking appreciate you guys.
Really appreciate it.
The fact that y'all believe in what we do is everything. And we know that you guys listen along with the rest of the people who listen to us as well. We are well on our way to 600 listeners right now. I can tell you we're about to cross over 100 views on YouTube as well. So we're about to hit 600 on all other platforms, which means we're about to hit 700 in total, counting YouTube as well, which is kind of cool.
That is cool.
So I am going to start including YouTube views on top of regular views.
Right.
Just because, those views matter too.
Right.
YouTube viewers matter too. So we fuck with you guys. We fuck with everybody. I don't care where you watch us. If y'all listen to us, that's all that matters, man. We're well on our way to 1,000, our first 1,000 listeners. So that'll be really fucking cool once we get there. And, we're really excited to put on a good show for you guys today.
Yeah, let's get it.
Hell yeah. Wherever y'all are listening to us, if you're not already, just make sure that you follow us, subscribe to us, whatever it may be.
Absolutely. Make sure you hit the button. Tell your friend, tell your family. We really, really appreciate you guys thus far. Y'all are making this experience for us truly amazing. So
fuck yeah.
Much appreciated.
And I want to start things off right now. Breaking news. The press conference is happening right now. Breaking news. Bill O Brien has been fired from the Texans, both as a GM and as a head coach. Can I get, for the Texans fans, myself included? Let's go. Your boy's fucking out of here, bro. Goodbye. Good riddance. Fuck you.
This is kind of something I think we expected probably sooner. But,
dude, you don't get to give away the best wide receiver in the NFL and then start the season 0-4. I don't care who you play.
Right.
And, it was kind of funny. I was talking to my buddy Steven about this. You play the Chiefs. You play the Ravens. We get it. You play the Steelers, right? All undefeated teams, right? So, okay. We get it. Those are some tough teams. A lot of teams are going to lose those teams.
Right.
So, Steven and myself included, I had already kind of written Houston off, to be honest. But I was like, you know what? We're going to play the winless Minnesota Vikings. Let's see what happens.
We saw what happened.
Right. Exactly. So, me and Steven were like, if they lose to the Vikings, that's it. I'm out on them. And I guess their management felt very much the same way. All right, You're in some hot shit right now, bro. But if you beat the Vikings, maybe we'll hear you out.
Right.
And they fucking didn't.
Right.
And now they're 0-4.
Right.
And they're gonna be playing for a top pick. At this point, I don't know who the next in line is gonna be. I don't know who the new head coach is gonna be. Obviously, it's gonna be an impromptu fill-in, whoever the offensive coordinator is or defensive coordinator, whatever they decide to do. That'll happen. We'll see what happens. But damn.
That's crazy.
That shit just hit, man.
Right now.
We were all talking. Well, you said last week you thought there was no way they would let him go just because he is the GM.
I didn't think so.
He is the head coach.
I didn't.
Who's going to fire him? You know what I mean? And I was like, well, they do still have an owner. And, other than Bill O Brien, he calls the fucking shots, There
you go.
And it just, with the decisions that he's made, you can't continue to justify that with continuing to employ him. I'm sure he'll find his way onto a roster at some point somewhere else. I mean, he's been an offensive coordinator. He's been like a quarterback's coach. He's been a head coach. He's even got GM experience. So, he'll definitely find his way onto somebody else's roster. But I don't think he'll be a head coach for a little while. We'll see, though. Like I said, he wasn't a bad head coach. He was just a terrible GM. So maybe he could go to a bad team that needs a new head coach,
right?
And we could see what'll happen, But see you later, Billy O Stooge. You had a good run. We respect a good run, but that shit's over now. So deuces, bruh. All right, just needed to start with that because that shit just fucking happened.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And y'all already know Houston is my second team, so this does make me feel pretty good. I'm hoping to see some change, so that's pretty awesome. So let's go ahead. We'll start with the NBA. We got a little bit of UFC updates, and then we got the NFL to cover. So let's talk about the finals so far.
Yeah.
We're 3 games in.
Yep.
And we got game 4 tomorrow?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Go ahead and give me your opinion about how things have gone so far, and then we'll kind of branch off that.
Well, I mean, they've kind of just gone as what I've expected this entire time.
Okay.
I've always said that the Lakers were just superiorly dominant over other teams. You could just see it as they played, bro.
Well, our guest last week thought they were just going to sweep them, and a sweep is already out of question because the Heat did win yesterday.
I was feeling like I don't really see the Heat not getting one game with that grit in that fight, which they got yesterday. So there you go. So 5, I was pretty much thinking gentleman sweep like I've thought all the playoffs.
Which I will give you credit is what you said last week.
And so they've gentlemen swept everybody. I don't think this will be any different. I think the Lakers come out this next game, hit them in the mouth really hard.
Do you agree with the sentiment? This is kind of how I feel. I feel like this next game is going to be a really big determining factor for the whole series.
I mean,
if the Heat come back and tie it up, it's a fucking series.
Then it would be a series at that point. But that's the part that I don't see. After the first 2 games, especially the first one, they just looked and this is their game.
What was different? What was different in their loss to the Heat?
Jimmy Butler went off this last game.
Right, and you don't think that Jimmy Butler can go off consistently?
No, I think that Jimmy Butler needs to go off consistently, but he doesn't. So I don't, unless he's just going to do what he did last night, which I said in order for Miami to even make this anything,
Jimmy Butler would have to be
Jimmy
transcendent.
Has to smack every game.
I mean, he put up a 40 triple-double, man.
He has to do that every game, bro.
It's true. I think he can, man. I think last night, he finally decided to take the game over. And I think, moving forward, it worked. And I think he might be more willing to do that.
This is what's crazy about it. So, that game was still close. Kind of.
I mean, they beat y'all about as bad as y'all had beat them the last couple of games.
And so, maybe the last game.
I mean, they won that by 14, right?
We were up by 30 the first game.
Okay. All right. Well, you get it.
It was horrible. But so even then, this is my thing. Anthony Davis was in foul trouble, pretty much the whole night. So it was almost like LeBron was literally playing without Anthony Davis.
Don't you think that they could try to use that against Anthony Davis though? Do everything they can to try to get him into foul trouble?
I mean,
it's my understanding.
It was smart,
right? Well, it's my understanding that he got into foul trouble because of charges that he took, right?
There was the crazy charge that Olynyk took. He did a weird reach in on one of them. So I mean, they were kind of almost fouls where it was it could be a foul on him, but it could also be a foul on the other dude. It's just really close, and they decided to call it on him. So.
Does the same officiating crew call all the finals?
I think, yeah. So you get a set,
group
for
set
your
judges, right? Okay. Mm-hmm. I was just curious because I didn't know because of the consistency of the games, if the reffing crew was the same the whole time.
Now I do know that they do switch, but with some teams the refs switch, they'll switch, but
Oh, well, I mean, for home games and stuff, that makes sense. But
I mean, even
for the bubble, they're probably the same, right?
I mean, there are refs that certain teams don't like, and then there are refs that certain teams do like, and so it's really weird, man. Some refs do call the game really weird.
Well, I was only asking for consistency purposes, is what I was asking for.
Yeah.
Because, like we've talked about this before, like you go from one officiating crew to the
Right,
other,
to another,
they can call
yeah,
the
no.
game differently, right?
Right.
But if they're using the same guys every time, then
Right.
last night could have just been weird. You know what I mean? Like, okay.
It was crazy weird. Bro, he was just out like the whole game. It was literally like us watching LeBron, not with the Cleveland team, but like it was
Kind
just
of
like
with the Cleveland.
watching
Like, this
LeBron
team's better
with-
than this Cleveland team.
I mean,
sure, but
this
you're
Lakers
right.
team has some people, but it was still that's what I felt like I was watching. But I
Sure.
felt like I was watching like LeBron was like back in Cleveland, like.
Who filled in for AD? Was it Howard?
So
McGee?
Howard was in. McGee was not in. We played Morris a lot. Morris actually did pop off, but
Okay.
it wasn't like
It wasn't AD
pop
popping off.
I
Right,
think
yeah.
he popped off like almost like 20 points though,
That's
which
good.
is not bad. But like
No.
I'm saying, I
It's not
mean
AD,
that game literally right there was the one for Miami to take, and they took it. They
Okay.
probably could have took the first game, but after they got that 14-point lead, we
Yeah,
ended
like,
up.
that was it, yeah.
It was weird. Like
I'm
how
very
they lost,
intrigued to
so.
see how it goes moving forward. I think, like, if they win this next game, we got a fucking series. Like, I think the next game will determine whether or not this goes to 7.
Yeah,
I think.
I just feel like that was it. That was Miami's one game. I have the Lakers winning the next 2. We'll see the Lakers win this next one, and then the closeout game they're gonna put on the Black Mamas again. Mark my words.
Okay.
We will see Kobe Bryant's jerseys again that they still haven't ever lost in. They will bring those out in 2 games from now for a closeout game.
Okay.
Unless Miami sneaks another one, then I would be completely wrong with my 5, and I'd have to go 6. I still can't see Miami without Dragic and Bam. Bam will be back.
Yeah,
but Dragic
so what
is out.
happened? Did they get hurt?
Yes. Dragic has some type of tear under his foot. Like I
Ew.
can't remember.
Like in his heel? Or is his,
No,
his
it's like
arch, I mean?
it's the soft tissue that like goes across underneath the bottom of your foot.
in your heel.
It
Okay.
tore.
Ew.
So like right, he has that tear and Bam.
Oh, is that your plantar fascia?
That-
yeah.
That's
okay.
what he tore.
Yeah.
That's what he tore.
Yeah, you can't play basketball on a torn.
Yeah, so he's probably going to be out. I don't see him coming back. And Bam had a neck strain from that happened prior in Boston series.
Oh, okay.
And then he hits the white on this one play and like re-injures
Yeah,
it.
really,
So
like,
he
yeah.
was out. I thought he was actually going to play last night. He didn't. That was really weird. But I'm for sure he will
Yeah,
be back
Dragic has been
tomorrow.
instrumental. Like
Yep.
he has like a lot of like he plays very well. But if they get OG back, like that'll help a lot,
Right.
without a doubt. Okay. I'm intrigued to see what happens. I mean, you've been right so far, and I've gone against what you said a lot of the time, and you've been right every time. So I'm not even gonna argue with you on those statements. I'm just gonna sit back and see what happens. I'm still rooting for the Heat though, just because they were my pick. I'm cool with being wrong, but like I
That's
picked
all
them
right.
from the beginning.
They
so we'll see.
did well. They ran into a team that they just cannot. They can't do nothing with it. But it's okay. Neither could nobody on the West. Like it doesn't matter who they would have played. Anybody from the East would have got mopped like this. But big ups to Miami for making it as a 5th seed. That's insane.
True that. How'd you feel about LeBron walking off the court early, like 10 seconds early, like when they lost last
Yeah, I
night?
mean, I would. They played horrible. I mean, honestly, and so
Do you agree with that though? Like, it does seem kind of shitty. Like,
I mean,
if he's the leader of the team, and
players
stuff,
do it all the time. So
Really?
I mean, yeah, I mean it.
I never really noticed before.
And the crazy thing is, bro, I mean, we could use that leadership kind of perspective, I guess. I wouldn't say anything wrong with it. I think LeBron's a great leader, and sometimes I actually hear him talking like shit to him, like because now you can hear it because
Like,
the NFL stuff.
who to who?
Like LeBron, he'll be talking. You can hear him talking,
shit to the other players?
to the team, bro. But not like in a bad way. But like, bro, what are
Like
you doing?
in a competitive way.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
So he's always like that. I don't think him walking off 10 seconds. Anybody on his team like thought that was weird or thinks it's a problem. They just know he's mad.
Well,
He
they also
wants to
probably
win.
probably know that they played like shit too.
Right.
Like, if you know you played like shit and somebody else is mad, you're gonna be like, yeah, like I get it. Like,
Right,
You're
exactly.
like, I'd be mad too, you know.
Exactly.
Who do you think gets Finals MVP if the Lakers win it all?
So this is the crazy thing, bro.
You're gonna say AD, aren't you?
No.
No.
And so it was AD, but AD was in foul trouble last night. And so LeBron pretty much didn't play the greatest game, but LeBron still had pretty much almost what his numbers kind of are.
He still lost, though.
LeBron is going to average a triple-double.
I understand.
In the finals, and I think that will be enough. And if AD wins Finals MVP, he's going to have to come back and do like 240
like splash
pieces.
out. Yeah,
right.
I get it. Which he could.
He definitely could, but I just see LeBron's averages are going to be so bizarre. Like before last night, nobody really knew, but he was averaging 29 points, 12 and a half rebounds, 9 assists.
AD?
LeBron.
Oh, okay.
That's insane.
That's really good.
You know, AD was at maybe I think like 33, 34 with like 11 boards and like 4 assists. You know?
That's still not bad.
It's not. But if LeBron, I'm telling you, I think he's going to average a triple-double. I mean, I personally think AD is dominating, so it looks clearly like he should win Finals MVP, but LeBron is still putting up the same numbers. He just don't look like he's dominating because we've seen him do it for 17 years. So
right.
It's old now to people, but he's still wrecking. So I think they do like maybe they did at the All-Star game, and we see maybe co-MVP. Like they'll give it to both of them.
You think they would do that?
I mean, they did an All-Star game. We've never seen it before. It was weird.
That sounds weird.
I mean,
I feel like it diminishes the value of the award.
We've also seen them give MVPs to people who didn't deserve them and just weird stuff, bro. So
I don't know what you're talking about. Who are you talking about? Who's that?
Andre Iguodala's was weird. Kawhi's was weird. I mean,
okay. I thought you were just talking about this year specifically. Like,
okay. Well, you're talking about actual. I mean, that too. I mean, so I can see it happening, co-MVP, because their numbers are both going to be like almost the same, but LeBron will actually average a triple-double in his 17th year. That's insane. After leading the league in assists. Yeah,
I feel that. We did a little bit of speculation with Doc Rivers last week about like, letting him getting let go and then like where he could potentially end up.
Yep.
Y'all said that y'all felt very confident in his ability to be able to find another team, and that ended up happening
easy
before anyone else, really.
Right away.
Yeah, he's already the head coach of the 76ers now, which is very interesting.
Yep.
Which also blows that other theory that we had out of the water about D'Antoni going there and taking Harden.
And he definitely has to be mad because they were looking at him hardcore, and then Doc came there like, nope.
What do you think is a better coach?
I
think they both kind of suck, if I'm being honest.
I think they both kind of suck, but they're
actually,
respectable
the first coach
coaches,
was
though.
Billy Donovan, right?
Right.
Yeah,
so they're respectable coaches, but they're not like the greatest that
Here's
I would
the thing,
pick.
man. I think they're just tenured. I think people respect them because of like their experience, but I
think I'd rather play for D'Antoni though.
Same.
I don't like the fact that he's not like a defensive coach. He doesn't care about defense. He wants to score a lot. I would still want to play defense though, But
right.
I would rather, I think, when I played basketball the way I like to play, I'd probably rather play under D'Antoni.
Well, for me, it's hard to look at like the rosters that both of them have coached over their time and like the lack of success that both of them have had.
Right. With some pretty good teams.
That's what I'm saying. Like the teams that they've had have been like teams that should be able to at least go to the finals.
This is true.
And like neither of their teams ever have.
At
least not in recent memory anyways.
This is true. Yep.
And to me that seems kind of like a red flag. Like, yeah, you have experience, but I mean Doc Rivers even particularly, like he also has experience at blowing 3-1 leads too. Like
right.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah, like that just seems like really sus to me.
It's crazy.
Do you feel good about the pickup? Like, do you think Doc Rivers going to the 76ers will have a positive impact on the team?
I think I really honestly think it's time to like give up the Ben Simmons Embiid thing.
Yeah, that's kind of run its course and it hasn't worked.
It's over with now. It just hasn't worked now. I think their biggest chance was when they had Jimmy Butler there. They took Toronto 7. Kawhi hits a lucky
that team
shot.
was so stacked, bro.
I mean, think about if Kawhi doesn't hit that lucky shot, bro.
It's true. They would have gone. They would have gone to the finals. That was the year.
That overtime happens. 76ers win.
Yep.
Like,
it's true, though.
We could be looking at a whole different situation that didn't happen. So now they signed Doc to 5 years. So that has to automatically tell you, like...
He's allowed to do it. It's his team.
It's not going to come down to, they'll get rid of him before they get rid of me. Like, no bro. He's got like, 5 years. So... Y'all only got, like, a couple more. So it's going to end up being y'all before him. So I think they should keep Embiid. give up Simmons.
I think it's a good idea.
And
build around Embiid.
You know,
that's kind of what the Timberwolves are doing with Cat.
And bro, you know, they could really, for real, give up Ben Simmons, maybe somebody else.
They could get a lot of value.
And they could get like a Harden, bro, or like.
Yeah, and then they'd have like a Luka Porzingis kind of thing going on.
Harden with
Devin
Embiid.
Booker?
The only reason I think that would work, I don't see Devin going there, but that'd be sick.
That would be sick, right? Him and Embiid. Holy shit.
I think the reason why I think Harden and Embiid would work is the same reason I thought they were stupid for giving up Capella, because I thought Harden and Capella were
Dude, I was saying
together.
That from the very beginning, dude.
Like they were really good together.
Their chemistry was insane.
Like my thing is, why do you not want a big man so you can space the floor if you just shoot threes anyway?
Right.
Like, why just not have a big man to rebound all the missed
all of them,
threes?
and then just kick it back out and take more shots.
Take more.
Yeah.
Like that's what y'all do anyway.
It's true, though.
So like it didn't make sense. And so
and
I think
and you're spacing them out too thin, you're not getting any rebounds.
Right. If he went with Embiid, that
would be insane.
nasty, bro.
Embiid would just sit under the net, and he would just collect everything.
That'd
and
be nasty,
he'd
bro.
either just put it right back in,
right,
or he'd kick it right back out.
Right.
And it would work.
When James is tired, you can just give it to Embiid to ISO.
And Harden doesn't care about taking 40 shots a game.
Right. He'll pass it.
Right. He'll do it.
Right.
He doesn't care.
He'll pass it or shoot it. Either way.
Do you think PG-13 could go to the Sixers? Because they're talking about him getting traded right now.
That'd be weird. They actually talk about him going to Brooklyn. I don't know.
I know. I saw they were saying that PG-13 could go to the Nets, and I was like, how could you pull that off?
Brooklyn does have a lot of people.
Well, they do. They could send. Well, kind of similar to what we said about what's his name, Drew Holiday. Yeah. They were talking about getting up like Dinwiddie and like
LeVert. You got.
But I'm like, is that? I still don't think it's worth it though. I mean, that would be a squad. I think
any team who would trying to get Paul George right now is stupid. Like
you said, you think they are stupid?
Yeah,
I think so too because he's shown consistently that he can't perform in the playoffs.
Right, and you want him there to get to the playoffs. So
right,
then when you
and
get
then what?
There,
and then you just bench him.
Right, like I don't. It's too late.
Weird, right?
It's too late. He's been in the league too long now. It's I don't feel like he can like prove himself. Like,
well, he's already unproven himself so many times.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it's like he's got a lot of PR to do, you know. And yeah, I mean there is something to respect about like being good in the regular season. Like there is value in that, but that's more of like a bench player. Like if you got a bench player that could pop off during the regular season and they disappear in the plaafs, like cool, like
he's
whatever.
He's gonna have to play a bench role now.
I think so. I mean, he already kind of was behind Kawhi, like on the Clippers. You know, like now here's the thing: he's not a bad basketball player, which is what we're getting at. Like he definitely belongs on a roster, but he needs to play a lesser role. I think playing a lesser role will like take the pressure off him and allow him to just ball out, right?
I think so.
I think it might be like falling to the pressure of things.
Yeah, I think he's in his ending days now. I don't.
How old is he now? Any idea?
I think he's 30. Let's see. It only takes 2 seconds. Yeah, bro. I think you know what else is also crazy is like with Doc gone and both of them being able to leave next year, like after next year, like
wait, who?
They did 2 years in opt-outs.
Oh yeah, for Kawhi and PG-13, right?
So
yeah, I was saying the same
next
thing.
Year,
dude.
like
yeah, like
what's
they could
to
just
say
leave.
Kawhi won't just dip now that Doc isn't there, or you know, like so. Yep, Paul George is 30.
30. Okay.
But I mean,
he's shown noticeable decline though.
It doesn't look like he's still in his prime.
No, I don't think so.
It's like he is in his prime, but it's not as good as what his prime was.
Yeah, well, he's not at his ceiling anymore.
Right.
Yeah, he's still playing well, but he's not at his ceiling.
It's not.
And if he's like maybe your third or fourth guy,
I would say maybe like 3 because I felt like
maybe that's why him going to the Nets makes sense though, because like KD and Kyrie are going to be your 1 and 2, and then you got DeAndre Jordan getting rebounds.
They could do that, bro, but I mean I just think that would just be too much.
I think it would be too much.
Why do y'all need Paul George?
I don't think it works. I think what they have, like they already have like a perfect squad.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
they already have a squad.
Like, and bringing Paul George in too, like that's also like a chemistry issue too. Like, not only do you have a squad, like you got a group of guys who like already know how to play with each other, and you're already bringing like Kyrie's played a little bit, but like he's still like kind of new.
Exactly.
And then you're gonna have to reincorporate KD and DeAndre Jordan into the lineup as well. So there's already gonna be some chemistry issues. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So adding another new person to that, I don't think particularly helps anyone.
Yeah, that would be an insane trade. I keep hearing trade rumors, but I'm just like, I don't really think anybody.
Well, here's another trade rumor I
trade for
heard
him.
that actually like could happen, but like I think it's like kind of stupid too. The Celtics and the Pacers are talking about swapping Hayward for Oladipo,
Oh, I saw that. That would,
and
to
I think
me,
the Celtics would infinitely win that trade. They would have there's no way.
The problem is he doesn't want to be in Indiana anymore. So
So they're
they
trying to
have
like get something
to try
for
to
him.
get at least something that they can. I mean, I don't really see anybody from somebody's team where they would want to give to Indiana
Like for Oladipo.
for
yeah.
Oladipo. Other than literally, you could tell Hayward's also more on the decline. He was good when he had that ankle injury.
That
first
ankle
game.
injury, dude, it like basically
that
ended
was
his
it,
career.
bro.
Like
That
he's
was
like
it,
two
bro.
different players.
Yep, he's not the
Yeah,
same.
like he was a
And
totally
so,
different player.
I mean,
before
you would
the
expect
ankle.
that though.
Bruh, that ankle like almost made me
Yeah.
sick though.
He
Watching
probably
that shit, just
plays
like
with at least sometimes in the back of his head that fear of jumping and landing.
yeah, like
I
for
mean,
the rest of his life,
it's
probably.
gonna
Like
always
when he
gonna
does
be that
anything,
way.
like you don't know.
And so, yep, I would. That would be a definite win for Boston for sure. But I think
I
it
think
would
if
also
Boston,
be a win
if Boston
for
can
Indiana.
pull that off and they send Hayward for Oladipo, like they might be my pick to go to the finals.
Right.
next
They
year.
were also. I saw a trade also with that where they wouldn't just send Oladipo. Maybe Miles Turner would go too.
Ooh.
Right. So it'd be Oladipo and Turner.
And then they get like a pick or something or what? Like
I can't
Hayward and a
remember
pick?
it was Hayward and a pick, I believe.
Sure, yeah, that makes
it was
sense.
something
That
like
makes
that.
sense.
That would be sick because Boston really doesn't have a big man. That would plug in their big
True
man
that.
slot.
It would be
and
cool.
you would add. Now I don't know.
Well, here's the thing, dude, about Oladipo though. Like we agreed that like him coming back from his injury, like he didn't look that great, but like in his last couple of games where like they had already pretty much
He looked
lost the
decent.
series, he looked good. Like he was coming
But-
back, bro. So I think having like the regular season to be able to like get integrated into the roster and like get comfortable with playing again regularly, he could return. I think he'll return to form.
The only thing that's weird with that, like, what do? Do you throw him in a starting lineup and then you put
I think
Jason
at
Tatum
least you start
as
him on
a
the
power
bench.
forward?
Yeah.
Because you have Kimba.
Well, they're running the small man, right? So like, I mean,
But if you get Miles Turner, then
true, well, right,
you
right.
know,
But-
you get big man. So
assuming that they don't, though, right?
Right.
Like,
that would be crazy. So I'm just thinking about how they would he be a starter? Would they say no? You need to come off the bench and work your way into starting?
I think
since you
either
were
way, they'd
hurt?
start him off the bench just because of his injury and stuff. And then, like, if he can show that, like, he can mesh with the team and incorporate himself well into the roster,
Then
they can start
him, right?
starting him, like, maybe, like, midway, like, around Christmas or something, you know what I
That
mean?
would be a good trade to me, but I don't think that one really makes sense either, unless for Boston you also get Turner with that.
Sure.
Like,
Like,
you
there's
know,
more purpose to
Getting
the trade.
Oladipo to me would be like, I'm kind of giving you Hayward for you to give me like another Kimba. Like, I don't know if I need that.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what I
true.
mean?
I get it.
That's really what it is, another small guard
Yeah.
who scores. And we already got
Oladipo, I think Oladipo, like, he plays kind of like Jimmy Butler, though. Like, he's very much, like, in the paint kind
I
of
think
guy.
he's a better defensive guy.
I think
for
so
sure.
too. Yeah, I think so too.
Than Kemba.
And but like Kemba's kind of like a perimeter dude. You know what I mean? Like Kemba doesn't push the paint too much.
Yeah. I mean, that'd be interesting. Miles would have to come for me in order
Sure.
to
Yeah. Like for
do
it to
that
be a good
trade.
enough deal
But,
for you. Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they would see Hayward's getting older anyway. I mean, Oladipo's like a better
Yeah,
version
but
of Hayward.
also like you said, right?
So-
if Oladipo wants out anyways, like they might be willing to make a bad
right,
trade.
they're just they're gonna have to try to get something. I think Hayward would thrive in like an Indiana Pacers.
Oh sure, he'd
type
be like
of
the starting
situation.
guy. Him and the other dude. The other
Sabonis.
dude.
They still
yeah.
got Sabonis, who's
Sabonis and the
pretty
other
sick.
guy.
They
And
got
the-
Brogdon too.
Who?
Malcolm Brogdon.
No. Who's the guy that's been popping off for the Pacers?
Oh, they got T.J. Warren, but
There you go. Yeah,
nobody's
yeah.
bro. He
you so don't believe in TJ.
well, he got smashed on by Miami.
Well,
like,
he did, but
he looked,
what I'm saying is like like
he's not
still
gonna do
good,
that
though,
next year.
like,
He's not.
okay,
he's
all right.
not gonna do that next year. He's
Okay.
he's literally gonna do what he did those last couple games
just like
against Miami.
the bubble king.
13 points, 12 points. All it was, the bubble started off. He was the first player to pop off in the bubble. That's all he is. He
Okay.
is not
Okay.
that player, bro.
Okay.
So for Indiana, if Hayward were to go, you're looking at Brogdon, who's like a 50-40-90 guy could be throughout the season. He's done it.
Yeah.
You have Sabonis coming back from injury. He's like a beast in the paint. He's like not an Embiid, but he can hold his own.
Okay.
He could hold his own, and then you would have Hayward.
That's still pretty high praise.
That'd be all right.
Okay.
That'd be an all right situation. Okay. But if Hayward got a ball out there.
And here's the thing, too, right? Like, if they pick up Hayward, they're probably making other moves, too, right? So, like, we don't even know what that final roster would look like.
Right.
Okay.
That wouldn't be bad, though, for Indiana on the East.
Okay. Have there been any other, like, awesome trades you've heard about or anything that you'd be, like, interested in seeing?
I'd like to see Harden get traded.
Where would you like to see him go?
I would like him to go to
the Sixers?
Yeah.
Anywhere else?
I don't see anywhere else like he would fit.
Does Russ stay in Houston?
I think if they traded him, Russ would stay, which would suck because Russ is the one that just got there. Right. So it'd be like, dang, Russ, everywhere you go, you just running people off, bro. Like, you know?
Yeah. So, and him and Harden seem to get along, too. Like, I know, like, him and PG-13 had their issues, but, like, him and Harden seem to get along.
I mean, they get along with, like, their friends and stuff, but, I mean, Russell played, like, horrible. I mean, James kind of always plays horrible in the playoffs. That's just a thing for him, too.
Why is that?
Not as bad as...
Why is that?
I think because Harden goes too hard in the season.
So, like, you think if he were to, like, load manage or something, like, it might be better?
Yeah.
Do you think there's any chance he could start doing that? I think he's got too much pride.
I mean, I think that he has too much pride, too. He won't do it. But I think that he should take advantage of it. And
well, like,
he'd
he
be
plays
a lot better.
so hard when he plays. You know what I mean? Saying. Like, he should take games off.
Bro, and he does it. And so,
throughout
the regular season, right,
gassed.
He's dropping like 40 points, then 60 points, then 50 points, then 36. And you know what I'm saying? Like, the whole season, every game, every year. And then, like, the first round, whoever he plays, he'll usually have the rest left.
Right.
And he goes in. And then after that, bro.
Yeah, he's a real big, like, round 2 exit.
Right.
Like, they'll get through the first round, and then, like, that's it.
And then, like, the second round, bro, he's tired, bro.
Right.
Like, he's out of it, bro.
Right.
Like, and he looks horrible. And people like, he sucks. And I'm like, he doesn't really suck. He's done, bro. Like, he drops all these high amount of points per game.
Here's the thing, though. Like, that's kind of his game, though. That's kind of like what makes him good. You know?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So if throughout the season, right, he just chills in like 10 games, right? He plays 72, but he chills for like 10 games. And like
you think like over the season or like towards the end?
So over the season, span him out, like, but at least the last part of the season, he needs to have like 5 games left that he can chill.
I respect that.
Let's say like maybe there's 20 games left in the season. He has 5 to use throughout that 20.
I respect that. Like every 4 games, take a game off.
Something, bro. He's gonna have to incorporate something, bro, to be able to have gas, bro. Because getting Westbrook, that really didn't do anything for him, bro. Like it was still gonna be the same thing. Bro.
I always thought from the very beginning that wasn't that big of a pickup. To be honest.
mean, people said, "Oh, Houston's gonna be this team."
I saw through that from the very beginning.
Like, okay, sure. And what happened, bro? Houston wins that first game.
It's true. Oh,
see, here we go. Houston can beat them. Small ball, blah, and then get them fucking demolished, bro. Like, get off the court, man. Like. So yeah, I mean,
I respect it. I respect your point of view.
Like, I like this. Yeah, I like the Sixers though, but I really wouldn't like him going anywhere else because I don't see anybody else who would offer enough for Harden.
Dude, what if he went to Atlanta to like reconnect with Capella and Trae Young?
Who does Atlanta give up though?
Like nobody. They'd have to give up pick. Well, don't they have like a really high pick right now?
They'd have to give up their entire roster. Like.
Wouldn't that be cool though? That would be super cool. I don't know why. Like, I really like Trae Young and I really like Clint Capella, and like I'm just like I always get so like this is kind of like how my relationship with the Cleveland Browns has been for a long time. I always get really excited when like a team who's been bad for like a really long time finally starts to come out of it.
And they look pretty good.
Well, I get excited for them because like that's so cool. You know what I mean? Like. I've heard stories of people who have been like the Bengals, bro. Like there are people who have been fans of them their entire lives and like literally never saw a championship.
Right.
When's the last time Atlanta's won a championship?
Right.
Have they ever won one? I mean, I'm a little uneducated. Have they ever won a championship?
I don't believe Atlanta has one.
That's my point.
No.
You know what I mean? So like, I don't know.
Now they've been a good playoff team now.
Right, and here's the thing too, right? So they got Clint Capella and they got Trae Young, so like they have a reason for people to be interested in going there now. You know what I mean? Like they have stars.
Right. Oh, so, they have one ring.
Okay, one ring. When?
1958.
Okay, right. So like almost a century ago.
Like y'all ain't winning again, kind of shit. Yeah. Right. So, right. Yeah. Bro, you know something else interesting I was looking into?
What's
bro?
that?
Every time Toronto has won, something in the world has happened, like a sickness and plagues, and it's killed people.
That's weird.
Dude, can't remember what I was watching. So I think the first Toronto team that had won something was like their baseball team.
Oh, so you mean the city of Toronto?
Yes, bro.
Okay.
The year right after, something happened. Like, no, these are all worldwide things. Something happened where stuff got out. A lot of people died. So then after that, I think it was their. I don't know. I don't want to say it was hockey. I can't remember. So another sport.
Probably hockey.
Another sport won again, though.
What is it, the Leafs?
I can't remember.
Yeah,
dude.
whatever.
But then.
Not a hockey show. We're
the next
working
year,
on it, though.
something crazy happened. Like, people died, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Toronto won last year. This year, COVID. Like, bro, it all matched up, like, with some crazy shit.
So we need to start making sure that, like,
Toronto just doesn't win,
shit.
bro. Like, just doesn't win. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, and the only reason I thought about Toronto, because I thought about the 1958 Hawks having that one ring. I don't think Toronto will ever win a basketball ring again. So,
dang, you feel that way about them?
Yeah. So we'll be in, like, year, 2080 or 2077, and we'll be looking back at, like, dang, Toronto still hasn't won since, like, 2019.
And things will be great because since they haven't won, there's been no more pandemics
right,
or anything.
Exactly.
And then they'll be in the finals and we'll start sweating, bro.
Right.
Like, we won't know.
Right.
Like, oh,
exactly,
man.
bro.
Buckle the fuck up, man. I'm about to invest in a fucking bunker, dude.
Exactly. Oh, man.
Okay, we'll go ahead and move on to UFC. We have a couple of pieces of news here. So through a lot of the bullshit that Conor McGregor has done, like with, posting Dana White's like messages and committing to fighting Manny Pacquiao, they do have him set to fight Poirier, who I believe has a belt right now, right? Justin Poirier does have a belt right now.
I believe so.
Right. But it's not going to be for the title though. It's going to be an exhibition fight. Which I think is
that's
fucking
fine.
stupid. No.
I
why?
mean,
dude, McGregor
why?
wants to fight.
Because if McGregor wins,
you
you just give McGregor another belt.
What's wrong with that?
I mean,
if he beats his ass, he beats his ass.
I think that's Dana's premise, though, of why he's not making it that.
Yeah, like, so this might be Dana kind of like, okay, you'll get a fight, but like it's not going to be for the title
getting
yet.
a belt, dude.
And then at this point, and then at that point, though, right? That could be a really easy way for like a second fight, though. So like
right.
whoever wins, like all right, well, I think McGregor would have to win the exhibition,
right?
And
of
then
course.
Go, like that belt should be mine. Like I can beat your ass. I already did it once, and I'll do it again.
And then do you like then let McGregor fight somebody who's like right under him, and then if he beats him, you let him get the title shot again?
I think they go straight to the back-to-back.
Right to the back-to-back title
that's
shot.
That's what I think. Well, that's what McGregor's gonna want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's gonna be like, I already showed I can beat his ass, unless they already have something in the pipeline for like Poirier to fight somebody else before like the rematch would happen with McGregor. And then at that point, like if Poirier is gonna fight someone else too, McGregor might fight somebody else, but he might not, because like if he loses that other fight, then it like diminishes like his opportunity to fight Poirier again. You know what I mean?
Or then,
so like I think McGregor just wants he wants titles, bro.
Or maybe he tries to go back and fight Floyd again. I mean, which I heard they were talking about, which I think is just stupid, bro. I don't.
It's a great business decision.
I think they just say it, bro, just to get people, just to keep their name relevant. Like I don't.
You mean like Pacquiao?
Right. So he was supposed to fight Pacquiao.
I mean, it's fun to watch.
Then he wants to
right?
fight Floyd, but Floyd was supposed to just be fighting Logan Paul, and
I think the Logan Paul Floyd fight is still gonna happen.
It's really happening.
Dude, what if he loses to Logan Paul though?
Bro.
What if that was like he's 50 and 1 because of Logan Paul?
I just feel
it's
like
not gonna happen. We know it's not gonna happen.
Man,
like Jesus,
like Logan Paul to me is not a bad boxer, bro. But
he's big. He's huge.
He's not, bro. He's not gonna be.
Floyd Mayweather's a masterclass fighter,
bro. Floyd is gonna be ducking and dodging all of his punches. Like
he's probably. Do you think he gasses him out, or do you think he tries to like beat him up?
No, bro. He's gonna beat him up, bro. Like
just because he can.
He's just gonna beat him up, bro. He's gonna duck and dodge and like
respect.
beat him up, bro.
That's funny.
Like straight up.
And then Adesanya and Jon Jones, the beef continues to get deeper.
Yep.
Which is a little exciting.
And
like at first, Jon Jones was like joking, right? But like Adesanya's like talk some shit,
right?
And now Jon Jones is like, okay, I think I'm actually gonna come and like beat your fucking ass. Like I don't think I care anymore.
So he, Adesanya mentioned something about his mother, I think.
Jon Jones' mom.
Yeah, it wasn't like
Are you fucking kidding me?
It was something crazy to where it wasn't like disrespectful, so to speak, but he still
you're still bringing her up though,
the mother, and so once
don't
that
talk
happened,
about my people,
right?
Fuck you.
Chandler came out and was like, "All right, bro, like now you pushing the limits. You need to tread lightly, Izzy." Which Chandler plays for.
Right.
Chandler is his brother who plays in the NFL.
Uh-huh.
He came out and said something too about it. I was like, "All right, Izzy, like tread lightly, bro. Like my brother will."
Like, do you know who you're talking
bro,
to right now?
he all he said was, "All right, Izzy, like tread lightly." Like, but he's basically saying like, "Bro, my
Chill
brother will smash you."
Because John will come and do it,
bro,
just out of spite,
easily.
just because he can,
easily.
And then he'll talk shit.
Right, dude. You know what would be crazy?
Oh.
What if we're all on the John train, right? And John comes, and Adesanya murks him, dog.
That'd be something to see, right?
And that's why I want the fight. I think Jon Jones would go and murk him, but I think this could.
Well, I mean, during any fight though, you really don't know.
This could be one of these fights where Adesanya wins, right? There's a couple fights where.
And then at that point, we're set up for a trilogy,
right? I mean, there's a lot of fights that a lot of people say Jon Jones would have lost or did lose, actually. So I mean,
it's true though.
And I mean, what's to say
I'm one of those
Adesanya
people.
can't go?
I would argue. I still don't remember the name of that guy, but like that dude who tore his knee, he won that fucking fight, dude.
Well,
Jon Jones got carried out of the ring, like.
I mean, once he tore his knee, then he pretty much lost the fight.
Well, he tore his knee, but like still,
he was still going,
beat the shit out of Jon Jones.
He wasn't as effective though. So,
not after he tore his knee, but he was still like.
It's crazy. He was still going, but that's why I think Jon Jones ended up winning the fight. I think if the dude never tears his knee, he would have won that fight.
I think so
but
too.
He broke his knee. You can't really move, man.
No, not really. Not the same way. Your lateral movement's completely gone.
Yep. But yeah, that'll be an interesting fight.
All right, let's pivot to the NFL.
Let's get it.
We got a lot of shit to talk about. We'll go ahead and start. We'll start things off with our Monday night picks. We as some of our listeners who already listen to the show know, we don't make our Monday night NFL picks until Monday, like right before we start, before the game is about to start. The Kansas City Patriots game has already started. It's actually on as we speak. But we do have Packers Atlanta going on afterwards, which is the actual Monday night pick. Patriots Kansas City got postponed to today because Cam Newton and a couple other people got COVID.
Right.
They did all their tests and everything though, and like no other people were actually like contracted it or anything, so they were able to proceed to the game as usual, just with their usual COVID quarantine statuses and all that shit. So we'll go ahead and make our Monday night picks. Packers versus Falcons. Who you got? Are my boys going 4-0 this week?
I don't know. I think I wanna be that weird guy. This is Atlanta will win. I don't think they'll choke this game.
So you think they get a lead and they don't let it up?
Right. I mean, because they've been actually playing good up until choking in every game. So maybe tonight they know the Packers.
They put it all together.
They play super serious and do the thing.
So much like Bill O Brien getting fired, do you think if Atlanta loses this game and they're 0-4, do you think Dan Quinn gets the sack too?
Some's gonna have to shake.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. That's crazy. That would be crazy. But
okay. Well, I'm actually extremely excited that you picked Atlanta because for this week's picks, we're actually tied right now. We're both 7-6.
Oh, so this will give us a tiebreaker.
Yes, and we both picked the 49ers. Well, this was it. This is the last game. The Titans and Steelers got postponed to October 25th, and we both picked the Chiefs to win this game. So the last game left is just Packers Atlanta, and that's it.
And I'm already one game behind you, right?
You're one game behind me overall. Yes. So this could be the equalizer, or it could separate you a game.
Bridge the gap a little bit.
Yep. Okay, so you got Atlanta. You locking that in?
I don't know, bro. Now you make me want to because I mean it's not like Atlanta's just playing a scrub team. You know what I mean? Like the Packers are looking like they might win the Super Bowl this year.
Low key.
So you know what? I might regret this, but I'm gonna pick the Packers. And if Atlanta wins, I would be mad that I didn't just keep my initial pick. But
that's okay though. It's like a safe pick because I've already picked the Packers too. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like.
I mean, Packers is just
worst case. So now we're definitely gonna tie this week because our picks are the same for the rest. Right. So You're still behind by one game. You're playing the long game. So like you're only behind by one game. So like you don't have to do anything too crazy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Some of the picks that we got differently this week. I picked the Bucks to beat the Chargers. I won that pick. You picked the Bengals to beat the Jags. You won that pick. You called the Vikings beating the Texans. You called the Browns beating the Cowboys.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And I called the Broncos beating the Jets. Those are all the differences that we called this week.
Yeah, I'm over the Jets.
You're not picking them anymore.
I'm completely done picking them.
So okay. So like we'll kind of jump to one of my other topics here. The T for T sweepstakes is starting to take shape a little bit.
Yeah, I'm sure.
We're starting to see a couple of some serious contenders here that are well on their way to likely getting the first overall pick. Those teams, there's 4 teams right now that are completely defeated. That's it. We're down to 4 teams that have lost every game this season. We have the Giants, the Jets, the Texans, and the Falcons are currently totally defeated, but they do play the Packers in about an hour. So we'll see if they stay completely defeated as well. So we are calling this a T for T sweepstakes because they are tanking for Trevor. That's basically what's happening this year.
Right.
So we know the Texans, no matter what, even after firing Bill O Brien, they're not gonna take Trevor over Deshaun. Like they have their quarterback. You know what I mean?
Weird.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're gonna keep Deshaun Watson for sure. Like that's gonna happen.
Right.
The other 3 teams are up in the air though, and I actually called in the offseason that I think the Jets lose everything. They send Sam on his fucking way, and they think they take Trevor Lawrence.
So,
do you think that the Giants or the Falcons could also do the same thing? I think them getting rid of Matty Ice for T-Law is a real thing that could happen.
That could happen. I like...
Dan Quinn can hit the sack, they get a new head coach, and that new head coach wants a new quarterback. Like, it could all happen, bro. I think it really could.
Would you take T-Law over Jacobs? Because you said the Giants,
Daniel Jones, you mean?
I mean, Jones, yeah. I always call him Jacobs. 100%. I don't know why.
I would take T-Law over, like 50% of the NFL right now.
Because, I mean, to me, I just feel like it's either at this point, it's either out of the Jets or the Giants. I don't see Atlanta being that poor.
They have enough talent to win a couple games.
Right.
So I do think it's between the 2 New York teams.
Right.
And dude, you put T-Law with Saquon?
Right.
Like, bruh.
Right. Or,
bruh.
Do you let Sam finish out this season, or do you put in Joe Flacco and let him finish? Because Flacco really isn't horrible.
Here's another angle, right? You let Sam walk. You keep Joe Flacco, let him start next season, let T-Law behind him. Joe Flacco's won a Super Bowl.
I don't know why they haven't maybe thought about benching.
It is strange, right? Like, I mean, you have Joe Flacco. Like, I'm going to say this. Look, like, he's not like an upper echelon quarterback,
but he's
a talented veteran.
Yeah, he's not horrible by any means.
Right. And there's kind of 2 sides to it, too. Like, your offense already sucks. So, like, even if you believe in Sam Darnold, like, why don't you just bench him? Like, to protect him physically. Right. You know what I mean? Like, your team already fucking sucks.
Why not give Flacco a chance?
Right.
Hey, what if he kind of, I don't know, does
T-Law's better than Joe Flacco.
I mean, for sure. No, not stay there and wreck, but I mean, what if he comes in and turns that team around, though?
He could.
End up winning a couple games.
He definitely could do that.
And then they don't get T-Law anymore. I mean.
Maybe that's why they stay with Sam Darnold. Maybe they know he sucks, and they're, like, low-key, like, you know, quote-unquote standing by their quarterback. But, like let's be honest.
T-Law can come and, all right, you got to go.
Right.
You think he goes to another team, like another
Sam
team?
Darnold? He'll get picked up by somebody. I don't think he's a starter, though. He'll probably get picked up as like a second, like kind of like a Jameis Winston thing.
Yeah.
Where like he went to the Saints as like a backup. And then like we'll see what happens. Hey, maybe he goes to Tampa. No, Josh Rosen's already in Tampa. He's already like the Sam Darnold guy.
Yeah, that'd be insane.
Yeah, I don't know where he could go.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. Maybe the Steelers behind Ben Roethlisberger, who's going to retire in a couple years.
I don't know. I mean, do they like Rudolph? Rudolph didn't play bad.
Sam Darnold's better than Mason Rudolph.
I mean, Rudolph wasn't horrible though, and
Rudolph sucks.
But
I mean, Sam Darnold sucks.
way worse apparently. At least Rudolph can win some games.
The Pittsburgh Steelers have got more pieces. So like, you put Sam Darnold on a better team with a better coach, like Mike Tomlin, bro. that could make a significant impact. Like the Jets
maybe.
the Jets are the new Browns. The Jets are like the black hole of the NFL. Like you don't want to go play for the
I'm
Jets.
still
bro.
not just giving up or saying like the Browns ain't the Browns no more just because they won a couple games. Okay.
Well, but the
And
Jets are worse than the Browns.
they are.
Right, that's what I'm getting at.
I mean, Browns technically lost, but I mean, whatever.
So you do agree though? So like, we think that like Houston could go, but like them
They're not
firing
gonna
Bill
get
O'Brien could shake things up enough, and Deshaun Watson's talented enough to get a couple dubs.
Yeah, Watson's not, and even if
And he's not going anywhere. They could go 0-16 and they're not picking up Trevor Lawrence. Like that's fucking stupid.
Not
yeah.
over him.
So
That'd be stupid.
So the idea is like, oh, dude. I mean, I guess they could, right? You think about saving money, right? Like you could let like Brandon Cooks go, like get rid of that contract. You could let Deshaun Watson go, get like huge. You could get like really high draft capital for him.
That's true.
Pick up T-Law on a rookie contract for 5 years, and then put that money into your offensive line.
Right.
Oh.
I
don't think they will, but like they could though. It could happen.
What if that was like Bill's whole plan?
Here's the thing though, right? This is why it could get weird, right? Because Bill O'Brien was the head coach and the GM. So like you're bringing in a new GM and a new head coach. And like a lot of the times, like when new management comes into play, like coaching or GM, they want to establish their own culture, and they want their own guys. And Deshaun Watson's like one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. And like if you don't like what Deshaun Watson's doing, and like you're not a big fan of the team that you already have, you're easily getting like 2 firsts for Deshaun Watson, like
right.
easy, like 2 firsts, like and a second, bro, like easy, bro. And it's like, so the idea is like, you could send him, and you're gonna get T-Law anyways, and then you can get like a second and first round pick to beef up your offensive line too. Like you got Laramie Tunsil already, who's like already got your blind side covered, like, and he's covered for a few years. So then like you can continue to beef up your offensive line. You can keep David Johnson; he's already under contract. Like you can just keep him,
right?
And then you got like a solid offensive line that's going to improve your run game, and you got T-Law, who's also going to improve your run game because he can scramble like a motherfucker, and he can throw to everybody. Keep Will Fuller, keep like some of your lower, like keep Kenny Stills and keep Will Fuller, and then maybe also pick up like a wide receiver,
bro.
Maybe an AJ Green in offseason.
What's to say, right?
I'm just speaking out loud. Like this could actually happen, dude.
So,
like there's like real changes happening right now.
So think about this, bro. What if Bill got fired right because of the horrible start?
Oh, right. Mm-hmm.
But what if what you just explained is what he was purposely trying to do?
Like you think he was trying to tank?
Like he was
then,
already
move
trying
Deshaun
to.
Watson
Yep. I mean, he already gave up, right? What we could say is the coldest wide receiver. That would only make so much more sense for him to give up the quarterback to get Trevor, and then flip that whole team like that.
He could.
Well, not anymore.
Well, right.
Well, what if? I mean,
here's the thing, though.
That's crazy.
I think if that was his plan, he'd make sure that like the ownership
that they
would have
knew,
right? And then at that point, they wouldn't fire him.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Or maybe they would, because like it'd be too sus to keep him around. Like he knew what was going to happen.
Right. Right.
I don't know, man. It's hard to say, but like that scenario that I just played out, like doesn't sound too outlandish, to be honest. Like it really doesn't. Deshaun Watson's already making a fuckload of money, so the idea is like you can jump him, get a fuckload of picks, get T-Law on a rookie deal for 5. Dude, that reopens your window entirely.
I just don't see Houston being worse than the Giants with no Saquon.
Same. I don't either. I don't think it'll happen, like, but you never know. You know what I mean? You never know. But I think you're right. Like I don't think there's any way that like they beat out the Jets or the Giants. Like they might be looking for like a 3rd or 4th round pick. I mean, 3rd or 4th overall pick.
Right.
And then like the Jets and the Giants are going to be fighting for it. I'll tell you what, man. I'd hate to be a football fan in New York right now. That's for fucking sure. You can't root for nobody.
You have no team.
No
sport. Man. In no sport.
Well, it's true though. Yeah, they got fucking nobody.
You don't have any sport your team is doing good in right now.
Right.
That's tough, bro.
I want to give a shout out to Reggie Bush for falling asleep on live TV during college football game day.
That's funny.
Shout out to you, boy. Like, I'm not even gonna talk shit about college football, but there are a lot of college football games that are kind of fucking snooze fests. But when they're good, they're fucking good. It's like hype as fuck.
That's when you get to the end. Like
ish.
Because
back when you and I used to work together, we would watch like all the biggest games, bro. We get hype as fuck.
Right. But I mean, now with players opting out and all that, it's a completely different feel.
Shit's weird right now, man.
So
speaking of that, right, with players opting out, I mean, they're opting out because of COVID, and we have briefly discussed COVID already. COVID has already had an immediate impact on some of the games this season already. Titans Steelers did get postponed to October 25th, as I mentioned before, and then what's his name? Super Cam Newton. He got COVID along with like one or two other people. They did confirm no other contractions were made, so they were able to postpone the game to today, which is actually currently being played right now. Damian did tell me that some fans from Kansas City also got it as well, which is something to monitor.
Yep.
And I can tell you that from all this happening, and then like one guy, the fullback for the Saints, got COVID too. So cases are popping up in places, and they said like Tennessee had like a total of 20 cases pop up in their organization.
Their whole team is like,
it's like 20 people,
bro.
which is why I think they chose to postpone it to the 25th. Like,
right.
They're giving them some time. So after tonight's games, after the Packers beat the Falcons, and we're 4-0. I'm just talking shit, but like that would be sweet. All the owners and some coaches, along with fucking what's his name? Who's the head of the NFL? What's his name? They boo him every year at the fucking draft. Yeah, Roger Goodell. Everyone in the NFL, including Roger Goodell, is all going to meet, and they're going to be discussing a potential suspension of the NFL and doing a 12-game season is what they're talking about. That meeting is taking place after today, so like Monday night games are going to finish, and they're either going to meet tonight or like sometime tomorrow in regards to that. So over the next couple of days, we are going to get more information about it. We are going to talk about the update on next week's episode. We're still going to do our Week 5 picks this week as if nothing has changed, because as far as we're concerned, nothing has changed yet.
Right.
But if information has changed by the time this episode comes out, just know that like we will have known about it as well. And I'll probably make a post about it on social media too. I'm just crossing every part of my body that I can to make sure that we don't lose the whole goddamn football season.
Well, I already told you this a couple episodes ago.
Well, they're not doing what they need to make sure shit's not weird.
If they didn't come out the right way, bro, the season is going to get shut down. And now, I say it even stronger.
You know what they need to do?
I feel like the NFL will be shut down.
You know what they needed to do from the very beginning? Create individual team bubbles.
Exactly.
They needed to have it to where like they like reserved like an entire floor of like a hotel or something, and the players like live out of the hotels.
Exactly.
And then like you travel, sure, but like they have like a quarantined area basically like in each town that they go to, and then like no one else goes there.
Exactly. No fans, no nothing, bro.
No, nothing.
I don't know.
Now,
why.
Obviously, like you have some people who will like figure it out. You know what I mean? But like you get it. Like for the most part, though, like it's basically on fucking lockdown. Like I get that doing a bubble for the entire season might be too difficult, but like you can lock down a hotel,
right?
You know what I mean? And then just make it known, man. Like y'all fucking stay. Like don't break the fucking bubble, man.
I feel like the NFL could have at least just made it to where there were no fans at all, at least to the end of this year. Like they could have did 2 months worth of fans, just make it a weird little bubble. Now,
well, teams, it's like 3 to 4 months, but still,
right?
Like, well, here's the thing, right? Like you said, like kind of like with the NBA bubble, right? Once you're in the bubble and there's like less teams, it's more manageable.
Right.
So like you could have brought fans in like for the playoffs and stuff, and like we could have like made something happen, but they're not. And I mean I kind of get it, but at the same time I don't. Like they're talking about doing a bubble for the playoffs, but this is the point that I made before. Like, what if you don't make it to the playoffs? Like none of that shit matters.
And
people like me,
and it won't,
who have a team who's undefeated right now, call some fucking bullshit.
Right, and people like me get mad because we're now fucking one in the division, you know?
My team's number one in the division. That's
so
what I'm saying, dude.
Which I think it's more funnier that I can say that than you, but...
It is funnier that you can say that than me, without a doubt. So that's just something that's going on. Just keep an eye on that. So playing tonight for the Patriots, Brian Hoyer got the start over Jared Stidham, which I thought was really interesting because... They were talking about Stidham, Cam Newton back in the offseason, but now it's like Stidham's not even starting now, which I think is really interesting.
That is interesting. Gosh, that guy. hasn't. When was the last time we saw him play?
Jared Stidham,
Hoyer.
Brian Hoyer.
Yeah.
He's been on the. He's played for several teams, including Houston and Cleveland.
Right.
I believe no. That's that other dude. Josh McCown's been playing for the Jets. He's actually still employed by the Jets right now. But I think the last time we saw Brian Hoyer play was like in the offseason, like the preseason, like last season for the Patriots.
It's been a hot minute.
Yeah. He's still talented. He's good enough to start. I mean, he's starting right now. I checked in a minute ago. I believe they're losing to the Chiefs right now.
I mean, that's
3-6. So it's a field goal shootout, which is like kind of interesting, I guess. Patriots have the ball, so it's 3-6.
That's the thing. I don't get it. The Chiefs always start off slow.
The Chiefs are a little inconsistent this year, dude.
Yeah, they're not coming out and they start off slow to me. It seems like it's really weird.
They play a little this year. They play a little inconsistent until they get one 75-yard play to Tyreek Hill, and then the game's just over.
Right.
So
what if they're just bullshit and coasting, and in the playoffs they just destroy everyone?
Well, Andy Reid has always been the opposite. They call him regular season Andy Reid, and then playoff Andy Reid. And the story around Andy Reid is that he's an offensive genius, but he's too excited to put all of his plays out early in the season, and then he's got no more surprises for the playoffs. So that is something to consider. Maybe he's holding his guns a little bit this season, trying to do a back-to-back situation with Patty Mahomes. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Did you see that his fiance came out telling the commentators to call him Patrick instead of Patty?
No.
She didn't like them.
She doesn't like that.
She didn't like them calling him Patty. Well, it's kind of like Matthew Stafford. He doesn't like it when people call him Matt. He's like, my name's Matthew. Call me Matthew.
I mean, that makes sense.
I mean,
I don't see
with
how
all
many
due
people
respect, right?
are gonna call him Patrick though.
Well, it's like Tyrod too. He says my name's not Tyrod, it's Tyrod. Call me Tyrod Taylor.
I don't see it changing.
I mean, it won't. It's like a brand at this point. You know what I mean? Especially with Patty Mahomes, my homeboy. Come on, bro. You can't.
Ain't nobody gonna say.
I bet also too. He was like behind closed doors. He's like, come on, man. Don't be I already wiped you up. Chill the fuck out. You don't need to be saying shit for me.
We're $500 million rich just off my football, bitch. That's nothing else. Right. So you sit down.
Do me a solid and shut the fuck up for a little bit. If you got a problem, talk to me about it. I'll talk to everyone else about it. I'm the guy with the ring.
Exactly.
Okay, chill the fuck out.
I'm the one with the contract. What are we doing
here? Man, I may have wiped you up, but I can unwipe you up.
Real quick.
You're just a fiance right now. You better chill the fuck out. I'm just kidding. I don't think
That's so funny. I'm kidding too. That's
I don't think he's like that at all.
I don't either. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes is probably okay, I love you, but please. Unfortunately, this is Damien's moment to relish in what just happened this past week. I want you to go ahead and soak it up because you got it, bro. And the Philadelphia Eagles not only got a win, but they beat the fucking San Francisco 49ers.
Right.
Now, granted, it was a hurt 49ers team, but this is a hurt 49ers team who has also continued to get dubs.
Right. Now,
so I think the win is still impressive nonetheless, and your defense looked great. However, I think he came back on the field. I'm not sure, but Darius Slay got hurt too.
Yep, we had some people.
Bro, more injuries. More injuries
every year, bro. Every year.
This is bad though.
I did pick my Eagles this past week.
Nope.
So
we agreed on this. If you didn't pick them this week and they won,
I would just
you were
going to
proceed to not pick them for the rest of the year.
And so I'm watching that game and we win, and I'm like, I just literally have to pick against my boys every time because
I agree. The superstition is real. You have to now.
Now,
I would do the same thing for the Packers.
If I pick against them, and I'm gonna do, and they end up losing, then I'll go back to making my.
It cures the superstition.
But for right now,
I agree.
I'm gonna have to pick against.
I agree. I would do the same thing.
Yep.
Now, on the topic of injuries, I do want to give y'all an update on injuries. Tariq Cohen tore his ACL last week, or MCL or whatever, out for the season. I am going to be including a link in both the clip that I'm going to create for this and the full episode to the list of new injuries this week. I got a couple of notable names, though. Austin Eckler tore his hamstring. O.J. Howard's out. LaShawn McCoy has an ankle injury. Nick Chubb tore his MCL. He's going to be out for 6 weeks at least, they said. C.J. Henderson is out. Miles Jack is out. Darius Leonard is out. And Ezekiel Nash tore his bicep. So those are some of the big boys that got hurt this past week. The injuries continue to pile up. It's unreal, to be honest.
Bro, So again,
everyone say a prayer for your team.
Again, dude. Well, us as Eagles fans, we already know what it is.
Right.
This is just every year.
Same shit,
it does
different
not
year,
matter,
man.
bro. We're always hurt. Now, do you think again some of these injuries, right, that we saw, of course, look insane. But do we still want to correlate some of these other injuries as just the players just weren't working out? Bro?
I think a bicep tear is subjective to like being out of shape because that's
right.
like you get it.
And
but
like a hamstring tear, maybe?
Hamstring tear as well, yeah. Like an ankle injury, not so much. An MCL tear,
right,
not so much.
Of course.
Yeah, but like,
so like, but
some
the
of them
gist
are definitely,
of it, right?
yeah, I think so.
Kind of questionable, right?
Yeah, but also, I mean, like, I think that's definitely something to think about for sure. But also, you do have just freak injuries sometimes of dudes like tearing their pecs and shit and biceps.
Though, it's
no way. Yeah, that's what I'm
dude.
saying. That's why the correlation is so weird this year because
right.
there's like so many people getting hurt.
It's crazy.
I think we all know it's because like they weren't doing what they needed to do.
They were chilling a little bit.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Which is definitely understandable.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
They're professionals. They should be able to do it, but everyone doesn't. Yeah, I get it. Cowboys lost to the Browns. The NFC East is the worst division I've seen in years, maybe even like decades.
Bro.
The Eagles won their first game this season, a quarter of the way through the season, and they're first in the division.
Let's go.
I mean, congratulations.
Let's go.
Holy shit.
But, I mean, this happens every year, bro, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay.
It was funny. It was like one of the commentators, I think it was for Sunday Night Football. It wasn't Chris Collinsworth. It was the other dude. He was saying that, like, he didn't foresee the East sending a wild card team either. So he was like, I'm pretty sure we're probably only going to get one team out of this division this year, and one of them's going to get a home game. So, whoever wins it is in, but, like, that's probably it. Let's be honest.
Bruh, how crazy was that comeback, though, by Dallas? Like,
not
honestly.
crazy at all.
So I thought it was crazy. What I thought was crazier, though,
it was all garbage.
What I thought was crazier is then Odell then has that run back.
Yeah, the 50-yard score.
They block the field goal that ends up being an extra, like a 2-point conversion instead of like...
It really kind of fucked everything up, which is pretty bananas, to be honest.
That shit was
it's true, man. They
gnarly.
really fucked everything up with that. Now, I mean, they were still down by 2 scores, a 2-point conversion and a field goal away. But then, I mean, it was over. Like, after Odell scored that point,
weird.
like, all their momentum was gone. Like, that was it.
It made it weird.
I agree. I mean, they had one hell of a comeback. The Browns definitely mismanaged their lead. But, I mean, fortunately for them, they already put up 41 points. So it didn't matter.
41 to 14?
It was 41 to 14, and then they got that extra score that put them up to 49 to 14.
Like,
so 42 to 14.
In those cases...
no, 41, yeah, because they scored the 8, yeah.
Like, in those cases, do you kind of get mad at the offense to say at least get us, like, a field goal here and there if you put up 41?
Well, so here's the thing, right? The Cowboys lost because they
horrible.
threw the pick at the end, right? They still needed the field goal anyways, and it was really funny. Actually, right before the play happened, when Dak Prescott threw that pick at the end, I said they're taking too long. They should have kicked a field goal like 3 plays ago when they were in field goal range.
Right.
So here's the thing, right? When you're dealing with like clock management, you
right.
need that field goal anyways. So just kick the field goal. You've got the points, and you got to score a touchdown anyways. But if you get the ball back, you control the clock.
But do people believe in their kickers like that?
Oh, it wasn't. They were already in field goal range, like well within. Like they were at like the 20 when he threw the pick.
We've seen. Well, true, but we've seen them.
Well, Legatron just delivered for them last week with the onside kick and the game-winning field goal. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I would say I can understand where you're coming from with some teams, but I think Legatron already proved himself. Yeah, he can do that. So I think it was just extreme mismanagement. I think Mike McCarthy shit the bed on it, man. I think they should have kicked the field goal early. They wouldn't have thrown the pick, and then at that point it would have been in Legatron's arms. Kick the onside kick and hope you get lucky. That's all you can do.
Right.
Instead, they continue to try to score early, which is fucking stupid. And Dak Prescott throws a pick. Like, what else are you going to do? And everyone wants to hype up Dak Prescott. I want to remind everybody that he threw all those touchdowns and yards when he was down by over 30 points.
I mean,
and none of it fucking matters.
So people are telling me that, and I get that it does not matter. But at the same
time,
the
Browns allowed them to score all those points.
Bro.
But no, like I said, though, they didn't do their job on offense, and they didn't kill any clock, and that's why Dallas was able to score all the points that they did. But at the end of the day, I mean, and also Dak Prescott threw the pick.
His stats do look crazy, though.
They look insane, but like they're fake, though. They're fake points. Think about when they beat Atlanta, dude. They were down by like over 20 points in the fourth quarter. So Dak was able to just throw it the whole fucking time.
That's true, but dude.
And like they ended up winning, but it wasn't because of Dak. It was because the Falcons choked.
That's insane.
Like, let's not forget that the Dallas Cowboys should be 0-4 right now.
That's what I'm
Fighting
saying,
for
bro.
dude.
That's what I'm saying.
The Texans would draft T-Law. They'd send Dak on his way real quick for T-Law.
Who, Dallas?
Yeah. No more controversy. We'll go ahead and send you the fuck out. We'll get T-Law on a rookie deal, and we'll have him throw to CeeDee Lamb and fucking Amari Cooper. Are you shitting me?
Or we could even have him back.
Pair him up with Ezekiel Elliott?
We could also have him back Andy Dalton. I mean, they only have Andy Dalton for this year, but
they can
bring
re-sign
Andy
him.
Dalton back for another year.
Re-sign him for like a 3-year deal. Give him a veteran's minimum and let him do his thing.
And let T-Law chill up under him, and then boom, pass up. And you can't tell me Andy would not go in with that team.
Dude, Andy Dalton will play better now. He played better than Dak now.
I believe so. There was a simulation I watched that they put all the quarterbacks at running back, and then the backup quarterback was a quarterback.
Uh-huh.
Dallas was 11-5 with Andy Dalton as a quarterback.
Yikes!
Bro.
Big yikes.
And that's Dak at running back, not even having Zeke.
That's nuts,
bro. That
offense is already so potent.
It'd be sick, dude.
Anyways, let's go to undefeated teams. We're down to 6 now. The Buffalo Bills and the Seahawks have already won their Week 4 games, so they will remain undefeated, 4-0. We have Green Bay and Kansas City playing tonight. Kansas City is currently up by 3. Green Bay plays in about 30 minutes. And the Steelers and the Titans both got postponed to the 25th, so we won't see their updated scores until next week when they proceed their standard schedules. So we'll see what happens there. So just an update on that. That's what we're looking at there. We already talked about T-Law, the T for T. So at this point, we can go ahead and wrap up with our Week 5 picks. And obviously, again, we won't do our Monday night picks. We'll make that announcement next Monday, and we'll just move forward from there. Okay. We have our picks, and we're ready. We're going to go one by one. We're going to see how Damien's feeling. I've already got all my picks pre-made. I make them before the show, and then we're going to share them together. Thursday Night Football, which is actually really exciting because the last 2 weeks of Thursday Night Football have been absolute fucking dog shit. This week's Thursday Night Football game is the Buccaneers versus the Bears in Chicago. Who you got?
I'm going to have to roll with my boy.
Bucks? Oh, no, Nick Foles is your boy.
Yeah, Nick Foles. I'm going to have to roll with the Bears on this one.
You think Chicago pulls the dub, huh?
I do.
All right, well, I got the Bucks. All right, Bills Titans in Tennessee.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bills on that one.
I got the Bills as well. I'm starting to feel the way about the Bills the same way I feel about the Ravens. Like I think I'm gonna pick them until they prove to me that they can't win.
We expect the Bills to come out this year and be good. I think because
Josh Allen, it's together.
They looked good
last year. That
Stephon
Diggs is looking better. That Stephon Diggs trade is looking better and better every single week.
Did
you see that sick Stephon Diggs play where he caught it and then made a guy miss and he dove for the first down? Right, dude, that shit was sick, man.
I think to me that was that over the top move that they needed to make.
Right
but now,
I agree.
They can go in.
They can play.
They were there last year. Unfortunately,
and another underrated move they made this offseason was getting Derrick Henry to sign that new contract. That was huge.
Man.
So now he's locked in for a few years. You got Stephon Diggs, you got John Brown, you got Cole Beasley, you got Knox, you got
that's nice, bro.
It's stacked, bro. And their offensive line is no joke either. Taylor Lewan and the boys, woo, that's gonna be fun to watch. Jags Texans at Houston. I'm actually gonna change this pick.
As much as I hate to say it, I'm going to have to say the Jaguars.
The Jags were my pick before Bill O Brien got fired. Now that he got fired, they're going to have a new offensive.
that is a good point. Right. I forgot he got fired.
Right,
that makes
so they
sense.
have the new offensive coordinator. Yeah, I think
I want to go with the Texans on that one.
All right.
And Jaguars just lost, so...
Don't get me wrong, Minshew Mania is real, and he's good, and the Jags, they're going to get a couple dubs this year, but I think with Bill O'Brien getting fired... any coach. Anytime a coach gets fired, you got a few weeks of buffer where there's no tape on the new coach. And they're gonna let Deshaun Watson do a lot of what he wants to do, and they're gonna let him call a lot of the offense. I think they get a couple of dubs without a doubt. We got Bengals versus Ravens at Baltimore.
Yep, I'm gonna have to go with the Ravens, bro.
Yeah,
I was gonna be a little bit weird and run with my boy real quick, but I think
the Bengals can win at home against the Ravens, but because they're in Baltimore, I think they lose.
I was like. I don't think he. Nah. Yeah.
Panthers, Falcons at Atlanta.
Panthers.
Panthers. I have Atlanta.
I think Teddy's gonna go do some stuff.
I think the Packers beat Atlanta tonight, and then I think Atlanta finally gets their shit together, and then they beat the Panthers and get their first win of the season.
I think they get it together tonight, but I still pick the Packers just.
Okay, cool. Thanks for the
tight.
respect.
Right.
Raiders, Chiefs at Chiefs.
At Chiefs, I'm gonna have to go with the Chiefs.
Same.
I don't know. The Raiders been balling, dude.
They have been, but they've also they're kind of like the Cardinals right now. They've both been balling, but at the same time, the Cardinals and the Raiders have both lost their last 2 games, which is something to consider.
Yeah.
However,
true.
I think the Cardinals bounce back this week. They are playing the Jets.
Now,
So
how crazy would this be? I'm gonna pick against the Jets, right?
and then
Like
they're gonna win,
do,
right?
And I'm going with the Cardinals and watch the Jets beat.
You're gonna
the
turn
Cardinals,
yourself
bro.
into an omen.
I'm gonna just have to start picking against who I really want to win.
All right, so we got Eagles Steelers. I'm assuming you're gonna pick the Steelers.
We are picking the Steelers for that
Okay.
game. Yes, we are.
And by doing so, you're really picking the Eagles.
That is correct. Because
Okay,
this is
okay.
now the method, right, of
Okay.
how it seems to work.
I have the Steelers as well, so we'll see what happens. Rams, Washington in Washington.
I'm going with the Rams.
Same. Also picking the Rams as well. Dolphins at 49ers.
I'm gonna have to go with the 49ers. I
Same.
don't know how.
Even though they're hurt.
And we beat them.
Well, right.
I don't
y'all are
see-
better than the
We're
Miami
better than
Dolphins.
But I mean, Fitzmagic is also no joke either, though. So I mean, we'll see how that goes.
Fitzmagic
But
could play around and throw 6 tutties.
I'm gonna pick 49ers.
Okay. Hey, and we're after week 4, so over under for Tua Tagovailoa is this week. So we'll see if he comes out. I don't think he starts this week, but we'll see what happens.
Right.
Starting to see a little more Jalen Hurts for the Eagles, though.
Mm-hmm.
Starting to see a little bit of that. We got Giants, Cowboys at Dallas.
So see, bro, I want to pick the Giants because if the Cowboys win, they'll be leading the division. Of course.
Unless y'all win.
Right. We'll just have to keep matching with them.
Right, yeah.
So,
It's hard to pick them after losing to the Browns, but we know the Browns also have firepower. I think the Giants don't have shit.
They don't. Right. So I'm actually going to pick the Cowboys, even though I don't want them to win.
They're playing the Giants, though, right?
They're going to
who
win.
fucking cares?
Yeah. It's really for record's sake.
Right. I agree, though. I think the
can't beat
Cowboys
them.
are going to win as well. I think
Yeah.
it's a no-brainer. I don't think anyone would object to that. Let's
Right.
just be honest. Patriots, Broncos at fucking... Patriots at Patriots.
Will Cam be back?
Probably not. Because, well, it depends, though, because the NFL, they got some fucking money, bro. So, they're very likely going to be able to keep the testing on track, and Cam Newton could come back. However, I know traditionally speaking, they want them to at least be 2 weeks quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
So, if we're following the 2 week quarantine, I would say no. So, I'm going to say this. We'll allow this pick to be fluid until we get final news on
Cam playing.
Yeah.
Because I would pick the Patriots.
So we're gonna make
if
the pick
Cam
right
plays.
now, assuming Cam doesn't play.
Does it?
Right, and
Broncos.
then if we find out that Cam does play, then we'll allow a
okay.
change at that point. I think that's fair. I don't think anyone would object to
Cool.
that.
Broncos.
Okay, so you think Broncos? I'm gonna do the same as well. Actually, you know what? No, I think the Patriots win regardless. But I'll allow you to change your pick if
Cam plays,
Right,
I'll
if
change
Cam
it.
plays,
But
right.
I'm with Broncos on that.
That's fair
matchup.
though. That's totally fair because we don't know what's going on there, so
Right.
that's fine. Colts Browns at Cleveland.
You know, as much as I hate to say it, Baker has been looking pretty good since I've been talking mess. So
You called the Browns last week against the Cowboys.
I think I'm gonna have to go ahead and keep talking mess and say Baker did it a couple times. He's proven me wrong, but
He hears you, bro. He listens to the show, man.
I'm gonna
We know Baker
I'm gonna stay
listens
on
to the
course
show.
so that he
Yeah?
can stay on course. I'm liking what I'm saying from the Browns. Baker may try, still ain't doing nothing.
Actually, Baker didn't do shit this last week either. He threw for 2 touchdowns and 180.
You know, then
Kareem Hunt ran for 2 touchdowns. Nick Chubb
that
ran for a
running game
touchdown.
was insane.
It's
and
true, though.
Odell was going ham.
Well, and Jarvis Landry threw for a touchdown too. So it's like you
Right.
don't really like they're
Right.
learning to work around Baker Mayfield. Like
Right.
he's not that talented, but they're finding ways to like not make him
Right.
the determining factor in whether they win or not.
It's crazy. I am picking the Browns though.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. I picked the Colts. So hey, for the record, okay, we're a quarter of the way through the season now. I would just like to remind you that the Colts are 3-1 right now. So Phillip Rivers is doing some shit right now. I'm just letting
you know,
that
and
it's
you know
all
what?
right.
I'm gonna stay in my lane with him too. He does have them looking good as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna stay consistent with him.
What I say, right? Zach Pascal's making some plays. T.Y. Hilton's making some plays.
Yeah.
Marlon Mack is hurt, but like that new rookie Taylor, he's making some plays. So we'll see. I just a reminder. We're a quarter of the way through the season, so we'll see.
I got the Browns though.
That's fine. I got the Colts though. Vikings Seahawks at Seattle.
Of course, I'm picking Seahawks like every time.
Yeah, they're looking good this season, dude.
They looking pretty nightmarish as well.
They really are. They're looking really good. Seahawks. And then that's it. And then our Monday night game is the Chargers at Saints, but we won't call that until next Monday. All right, so we got our picks in. Let's see what we got different. I got the Bucks over Chicago. You got the Panthers over the Falcons, and I have the Falcons as well, obviously. We got the Patriots versus the Broncos different, but that may change. We have the Browns over the Colts different, and then that's it. So we got a couple of games this week where we don't see eye to eye, so we'll see what happens. That'll be a lot of fun to take a peek at for sure. So yeah, I think that's about it, man. I think that wraps up the show. We're at just about the right amount of time here, which is just fine. Y'all are welcome to call us geniuses or dipshits, depending on our picks and how well they do. I am currently ahead of Damian by 1 pick right now, by 1 point. So shout out to your boy for as long as I'm in first place. Let's go.
Right.
And y'all are welcome to play along as well. If y'all want to pick whatever, if y'all want to like send us what y'all's picks are, we'll be more than happy to give y'all shout outs as well, as far as like who y'all call right and if y'all beat us and so on and so forth. Otherwise, that wraps up the Hump Day show. It's Wednesday. Let's go.
Let's get it.
And we thank you guys for fucksing with us, and we hope that y'all get through the rest of your week and listen to us on Friday.
Yeah, have a good evening. Yeah.